Well, gang, we got a mystery at our hands. We gotta talk about these twats out here. We gotta talk about these conspiracies, and we're just gonna jump right into it. Like the video if you like it, subscribe if you're brand new. Shout out to the homie Barry Step and all these people for capturing that on camera. Check this, roll it. I've seen this clip actually. Holy. Crazy.
This is why you should never touch a sea lion. And while they may look friendly in movies, they're still wild animals. But it should be noted that there's never been a case of a sea lion unaliving a human.
Well, I would say that it certainly can't be due to a lack of trying. At the very least, he was trying to drown that girl.
All countries in the world have collectively agreed that no one nation can own Antarctica, governed by the Antarctic Treaty of 1959, declaring it a land of peace and scientific research. Never been broken, even during times of war, which makes people think they may be hiding something down there. Iron-rich waters are sporadically...
Antarctica? Nah. That gotta be fake. But, of course, Antarctica is a very mysterious land.
Released from the Taylor Glacier, which looks like blood, but it's actually just the high iron content reacting with the oxygen, which turns it red.
Holy, so that was real, okay.
On numerous occasions throughout the 40s, 50s, even up until the 90s and recently, military expeditions have reported to have seen unknown flying objects in the sky. Silver, smooth, usually disc-shaped crafts that move in sporadic patterns. Similar descriptions to the UAPs that have been declassified lately, so I don't know, maybe this is where the aliens are at.
Maybe. Antarctica, the caves. Antarctica is just like filled with conspiracies. Why? Because it's like one of those areas where nobody can go, and it has that, you know, it has the factor of the fear of the unknown kind of, but you do not know what's down there, right? So the earth is hollow. There are conspiracies about that. There are holes where you can go inside and the earth, you're gonna find a Garta, like it's the earth is hollow. There are so many conspiracies like that, and it kind of makes sense. Like, for example, if they want to hide something, they would be hiding there, because nobody can go there, you know?
Multiple videos and satellite views of several caves appearing to go deep within the icy surface of the South Pole, claimed to be the entrances to the Hollow Earth and the Kingdom of Agartha, as explained in Admiral Richard Byrd's diary, among many other similar accounts.
Antarctica, the pyramids.
Pyramid-shaped mountains found everywhere that are completely natural and totally not an indicator of an advanced civilization that may have existed thousands of years ago. Mountains.
And it's also said that Antarctica, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember the year exactly, but I believe it was somewhere in the 1800s when the first human discovered Antarctica, right?
Time in the shape of an alien-looking face, kind of similar to the face monument on Mars we saw decades ago that was later covered up as a case of pareidolia. The human tendency to see faces in everyday objects, which it very well might be, but like, damn, does this look like something more to me? Several mysteriously named areas around Antarctica, like Rothschild Island or Rockefeller Plateau, said to just be named after the famous billionaires, but theories surrounding them suggest these to be meeting places for the rich and powerful, where they discuss their evil plans far from anyone else. Some suggesting that it may even be the distant cousin of a certain other disgraced island where horrible acts were performed.
Holy. I mean, I would not be... I mean, this is just like... conspiracies. This is just conspiracy, but I would not be shocked if it's real.
Deep blue shards of ice, rumored to have been studied by top secret research teams at McMurdo Station. Said to be extremely cold, close to absolute zero, very light, slightly flexible, and doesn't melt but just continuously shrinks until it disappears. Many stories claim it to be pieces of what is infamously known as the ice wall, or part of the dome that covers our planet in the pancake Earth theory.
Like the flat earth one?
This guy, Carl Robert Dish, was a scientist stationed in a research base down there who stepped out and mysteriously vanished on May 8th, 1965. No one knows what happened to him, but the strangest part of this story is that his last known footprints led out into the middle of the Antarctic wasteland for some reason, and then abruptly stopped with no trace of his body anywhere. Almost like he was somehow lifted up into the sky.
Home of our masters, the Anunnaki. Oh shit.
Bottom of the iceberg right here. Antarctica is actually home to a race of demigod beings who control and created us. Extraterrestrial entities that came from the sky the ancient Sumerians referred to as the Anunnaki, and we typically see depicted with wings in ancient cave art and carvings. Top-ranking world officials and elites meet and work with them in ultra-secure, top secret classified...
For context, if you did not know, Anunnakis claim to be... some believe that they were the ones that actually created us. Oh shit! Oh shit. Yeah, make of that what you will.
bases beneath the ice, which a few ex-Navy officers actually did blow the whistle on, where they control and manipulate all global events, deciding what happens next on the world stage. Stationed in Antarctica to be as far away from the rest of us as possible and continue manipulating the fate of the world from the shadows.
One thing that doesn't make sense in all of this is if the dome covers the Earth and stops at the ice wall, where are all the extra lands located? Are they on the other side of the dome? If we have any flat earthers watching today, can you reconcile that for me down in the comments?
Yeah, we need the flat earthers on this one immediately. We need their expertise, of course.
Pin parents against kids, husbands against wives, men against women, church against attendees. Everything is pin. Now, this is nothing new. This whole concept of the divide and conquer concept has been around for a long time. Sun Tzu talked about it. It's been used in military many times. When divorces happen, like my mom and dad, they got a divorce. I would see my mom would have some friends that would come over and they would start saying, so what is Gabriel doing? He doesn't do that. You got to be kidding me. He should do this. Here's what every man should do. And I'm hearing one of my aunties saying this to my mom. And then my dad comes home. And all of a sudden I see my mom going up to my dad. You're not a good husband. You don't do this. You didn't do that. You didn't do this. And he's like, where the hell is this coming from? But dad's never gonna know that such and such auntie was egging my mom against him. So many times this happened. Eventually they got divorced twice in 20 years. Behind closed doors, there was politics being played. So we have to understand that today someone's egging you.
I guess a lot of people can relate. I can relate to this one. I feel like that a lot of you watching would have 110% would have had similar experiences, if not exact experiences. Like it's like, I don't get it, man, but like there are people that just want to break your family apart. And I'm sorry to say this, but it does happen a lot in like the female space though. Shout out to the females that are watching this, but you would agree, right? Because man, listen, I have witnessed that firsthand. So if you're a female watching, do not like take in those opinions from other females or other people about your family and try to break your family apart because of what was said by a different person to you, whether they are part of your family or not. Like, they're planting seeds in your mind. Don't let that happen, man. Don't let that happen.
Against someone you love.
I saw this firsthand growing up. I had a relative who I watched slowly lose their marriage due to his wife's sister constantly dragging her out to have a singles night. But I put this in here because I'm seeing those same tactics being used to pit us against each other in society, and this was a good explanation of how that works.
So while the entire world is distracted with Mr. P. Diddy's indictment, I was wondering why all of this attention was put on this specific case. And why would the media and the world cause everyone to look this way while there was something huge going on that way? And I found out what it is. During this same day that everyone's reporting on the diddler, did you know that 23andMe, every single director and CEO in this company has resigned? Now, why would the CEO and the directors of this company resign at a time like this? Well, 2024 is the year of disclosure. And when you tell a certain group of people that they are from a certain place, and that information could possibly not be valid, but the only way you validate it is through a company like this, stuff is getting ready to hit the fan. And I think you know what that is. This is crazy. This is a distraction. Pay attention to this.
If I'm not mistaken, and it could be another one of these DNA companies that I'm thinking of, but I think that they were just bought out by BlackRock. Maybe they were given new orders on what to do with all that data, and they didn't feel ethically like they could follow those orders and had to step down.
Have we ever tried to meddle in other countries' elections?
Of course.
Oh, probably. But it was for the good of the system in order to avoid the communists from taking over, for example.
It is always like that, right? America moment. Yeah, we did, but probably did. It's because, you know, to better society, man. We did it because we wanted to better society, man. Damn, man. Y'all think it's crazy, man.
Well, in Europe, in 47, 48, 49, the Greeks and the Italians, we
don't do that now, though. We don't mess around other people's elections,
yeah, he kind of looks like the guy that we had in Breaking Bad, right? I'm forgetting his name. That worked for Gus. You know, the right-hand man of Gus. I'm not talking about the main protagonist. I'm not talking about Heisenberg. I'm talking about another man.
Only for a very
I don't remember.
Do a Vine video on this former CIA director.
Only for a very good cause.
And if they'll openly admit that they have methods for interfering in elections if it serves their interest, then who's to say they aren't at the very least toying with the idea of deploying those methods here at home if it serves their interest? Hey, if you're enjoying this video and you like this type of content, I post a new...
Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe, and shout out to the homie Barry Step as well. Definitely check him out. And I also want to real quick shout out Michael, Mag, Random, all of you guys, and of course all of you that previously followed as well over on the Instagram, all of you that are sub to the channel and are brand new. Shout out to you for being here. If you do use Instagram, I would love to have you there. Link in the pinned comments. Alright, let's get back to the content here, boo-boo.
Or to join me.
This is Spin Launch, a company that literally spins and throws satellites right into space with this artillery shell. But how do you exactly throw a satellite into space? Right now, an average rocket consumes over 15,000 gallons of fuel per second to reach space. That is, without a doubt, a lot. But Spin Launch wants to change this by using the power of velocity to basically throw satellites into space, eliminating the usage of fuel for such tasks. Satellite delivery is the first step to this goal. The secret lies in this centrifugal mass accelerator that spins the shell to astounding speeds in a matter of seconds. It gains enough speed to allow the shell to punch through the atmosphere before splitting itself and revealing a miniaturized two-stage rocket that continues its journey into orbit.
Someone posted this in the Discord and said it should be used to get rid of trash by burning it up in the atmosphere. I laughed at first, but is that not something they've discussed as an option in the past, but it was too expensive to get it up there? They may be onto something here.
We need to start boycotting these companies as soon as possible.
Okay, I'm hearing a lot about like the Coca-Cola and crap like that they went woke or something, but I don't know what exactly happened.
Out of all the things you can write on this customizable can, there's one thing and only one thing that you cannot write. So, writing Allah loves you is fine, right? Okay. So, what else are we gonna...
I know a lot of people have like misconception of this. Allah just is an Arabic word for God. That's what it means. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but that's what it means. It's like Arabic language, you know what I mean? It's like that.
And type in. Wait till you see what you're not allowed to say.
Buddha?
Buddha loves you. Okay, so you can say the name of really anyone, right? Or at least it appears that way. And just know it's not just Coke cans. It's news, it's TV, it's public sports events. Jesus. Oh wait, sadly we cannot automatically allow this text on the can. So we cannot put Jesus on that can.
Bro, what the hell?
Satan. You can write Satan on these cans, but you cannot write Jesus? All Christians need to start boycotting all things.
Oh yeah, that's one. Yeah. So yeah, I saw the Quadring actually make a video on it. I believe he made a video. I saw that on Twitter as well. Nah, that's insane, bro. That is crazy.
That will not allow Jesus. And for the name legalist, Jesus is not Zeus. Zeus is quite literally Zeus, taken from Jupiter in English as well. Jesus, Jesus, Yehoshua, Yeshua.
What's funny is that the Christian community is one of the biggest purchasers of monogrammed and personalized gifts and apparel. They love buying stuff with Jesus' name written on it too. They likely lost a small fortune by doing this, and they made that decision anyway.
And rightfully so, bro. Rightfully so. Like, shout out to my Christian homies that are, and Christian people, Christian gals that are watching this video. Oh, absolutely, bro. Like, this is it. This is disgusting. I'm seeing that narrative as well, man. Like, bruh, like...
That says a lot.
New Earth update just dropped. We're getting another moon. And yes, this is 100% real. Starting September 29th, 2024, for at least 2 months, our planet will have an extra moon. Last month, scientists...
Okay, today... By the time, I'm not sure when I'll upload this, but it is 12:25 a.m. Eastern time, and it just turned September 29th. Oh shit! And I heard about this thing like a week ago, and I covered that in the video, and today's that day. Are we gonna see I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's find out.
Just discovered something peculiar in space heading towards us. An asteroid about 10 meters in diameter paying us a visit from our solar system's Arjuna asteroid belt. And it's going to join our moon in orbit for a little while, known as a NEO, a near-Earth object. Called 2024 PT5, it's going to complete almost a full orbit around us, doing a loop-de-loop over the course of 2 months, officially making it a temporary moon by definition, before getting launched back out and the sun's gravity takes over its orbital path again, as it was going a little too fast for Earth to fully capture it for good. Now, before you get all excited for a potential twin moon night sky, a reminder that this thing is about the length of a school bus. And no, not the short bus that I usually ride, a full-length school bus, which means it's going to be too small for anyone to see with the naked eye and even amateur telescopes. Yeah, you're going to need one of these hefty bad boys to see it. Anyone got one they could spare? As for the rest of us,
okay, then it's like a whatever situation. We're not going to be able to see, so yeah.
We're just gonna have to trust NASA that it really is up there when it arrives. Do you really think it is an asteroid or maybe an alien spaceship doing some recon on us? Or is it a little too convenient that none of us are even gonna be able to see it?
Well, there it is. The bubble has been popped. It was all hype after all. I knew it was going to be something like this.
Man.
It was all talk. It's just a small rock that's going to hang around for a couple months, and it won't even be big enough to see with the decent telescope.
Yeah, we heard about it. I believe like Barry Stubb did add that like TikTok in one of his videos that we saw a week ago. Man, I'm kind of disappointed, man. Damn, I wanted to see the second. Yeah, those of you that don't know context, we were supposed to see a second moon in the sky. That's how big it was supposed to be, is what we heard. Although I don't think NASA ever announced, so perhaps they did, but I'm not sure what exactly they said. But we saw one of these TikToks talking about, hey, there's gonna be a second moon, although it's gonna be a smaller moon. But I didn't know, and I guess he didn't know. Nobody knew that it was gonna be that small to the point where we're not gonna be able to see it with our own eyes.
Figures.
It was a study that was done in the 1960s, and it was commissioned by NASA because they wanted to know how to hire more geniuses. So they hired George Land and his team to go out and figure out what makes a genius. So they started with a group of 5-year-olds, and they gave them a creativity test. The way they defined genius was, how do you use your creative imagination to solve problems? And what they found was, of this group of 5-year-olds, 98% qualified as geniuses. And they came back 5 years later when this group was 10 years old, and it was down to 30%. 5 years later at 15, it was down to 12%. And then I think they just kind of gave up in disgust. But George Land took it further and went out and surveyed adults and found that only 2% of adults. He attributed this to school, 100% to school, that you would take a population, 98% genius, and dumb them down to 2%. He said uncreative behavior and thinking was learned.
I wish my kids would let me homeschool them. They want the friendships and the sense of community and all that stuff, and I can't take it away from them. Fortunately, I live in a small town where a lot of this nonsense hasn't made its way into the school system. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any choice. I feel
like, objectively speaking, if you compare the kids here in America, I'm in Canada, so let's just say North America, like the West, let's just say what it is, okay? Let's be real. The kids in the West versus the kids in the East, I would say, like, let's just say China, Japan, right? Yeah, the kids they know who they are. They don't have that confusion. They know their crap. But kids, apparently, all of the sudden, it feels like, right? All of the sudden, kids are in the West do not know what gender they are. They do not know who they are. Talk about confusing times, man. Like, yeah, they be planting seeds in their mind. Something is happening, clearly.
Feel bad for some people, though, because some people have no choice but to send their kids to a public school, and the school system they live in is all overrun with these indoctrination programs. It's becoming a big problem.
So this is 100%, 100%, if you will.
Introducing Brain Bridge, the world's first revolutionary concept for a head transplant machine, which uses state-of-the-art robotics and artificial intelligence to conduct complete...
They're trying to pioneer this research and this procedure. They can take the consciousness of an elderly person. The brain can stay active with a young body for another couple hundred years.
Oh,
whoa!
Joe Biden's team's like, how long will this take?
How long do we got?
Hypothetically speaking.
How soon can we get this running?
Dude, some old dude's gonna get my body. Like, I'm finally young again. Like, why do I have to pee so much?
I have to poop every 2 hours.
Oh my gosh! I don't think it'll get to human trials, but I'm terrified of, like, the animals they're gonna mesh together. Yeah.
The liger!
The Liger
Finally.
already walks among us.
Isn't that a real thing, though?
It is a real
Yeah,
thing.
they actually...
No.
That's actually from Napoleon Dynamite.
This one's going to open a whole new ethical can of worms. This is going to give you one more very good reason to not sign up to be an organ donor. You get a little head injury, and that might be all she wrote. All jokes aside, though, I think they need to focus on that anti-aging stuff instead. Nobody wants a young body with a 200-year-old head sewn onto it.
Yeah. You are currently watching footage of the first man who has been arrested by a robot. This man was wanted for a parole violation, and once shots were fired, they had to call in the SWAT team. This robot...
I saw this. This is insane.
Then went up to the room and the man tried fighting it. He put a blanket on top of it and he even fired at it, but the robot put tear gas inside of the room, making him crawl out. The robot then pinned him to the wall and he was arrested.
I don't know how I feel about this one. The guy certainly shouldn't be charged with resisting arrest or assault on an officer. I don't care what the charge is. If a robot comes to my door, I feel like I should have the right to defend myself. You don't know what that thing's armed with or if it's intended to hurt you.
And in a way, like, just objectively speaking, right? I have seen the video, now you have seen the video, so in a way, this is gonna be in the back of your mind. But let's just say a person completely new, whether he or she never committed a crime or did commit a crime, they would see a robot, they wouldn't know what's going on, right? And if that robot is trying to get in your way, you're gonna be like, hey, damn, what's going on, man? So, yeah, that would be normal reaction. Like, come on, man. And he's getting charged for being disrespectful. I guess not disrespectful, but actually, like, assaulting an officer. Like, what are we talking, man?
Pin the guy down by running him over. I think that's a bad idea and will lead to a lot of lawsuits.
Let's just buy some Playboy Cardi merch. Let's just buy some Playboy Cardi pentagrams and keychains of upside down crosses, man. No one talks about this. Yeah, let's buy a tank top with 30 upside down crosses. How is this even real, bro? Y'all still listen to this guy, huh? I get it, man. There's good rappers out there. But you go to his...
2010s was just like a really good era. Like around that time, I love the 90s as well. The early 2000s and the 2010s. Good for video games, good for movies, good for music, man. Some of the best music was created around that era. Nowadays, it's like, whatever.
Concert and you're pulling up to a bunch of kids wearing this, mosh pitting, and you're telling me there's no weird energy going on. I mean, that's what we call brainwashing. You have Baphomet on a sweatshirt. Baphomet
What's that,
on a sweatshirt.
Devil? Holy. His concerts are like that? Damn.
It blows my mind too how many people there are out there that listen to this dude's music and have no idea that this is what is on his merch, and they have no clue that this is the kind of crap that's going on at his concerts. This stuff needs a light shown on it, and this dude Playboy Cardi B needs to be publicly shamed until he realizes that spewing evil onto his audience isn't socially acceptable. It's going to take the people demanding it for this stuff to stop.
The 1457.
Thank you for subscribing. Welcome on in. The 1457.
Fra Mauro map, the known world, depicts Egypt and the Nile River as the Gihon River, and next to it, Babylonia. Babylonia is the city of Babi, another name for Tahuti Thoth, represented by the baboon. Could this somehow be the original Babel in antiquity? If so, are there remains of a structure matching the biblical description of the Tower of Babel possibly nearby? The complex is the corner here also. The corner is going straight.
So this is like a digital rendering? Giza Plateau. I would have wanted to see them in person. Abu Rawash Plateau in the distance. 8 kilometers. The speed of light in nautical miles slash second is approximate 161,800 miles a second, equal to golden ratio 1.618. Oh, no way. So, like, the mathematics gonna start to go crazy here. That's what's happening. Also, like, you probably heard this, like, all the 3 pyramids are perfectly aligned with, like, 3 of the stars in the sky, right? Don't remember the name of it, but, you must have heard that. Maybe it's gonna bring that up. Giza Plateau, Abu Rawash Plateau.
This is a current map of the Giza area. To the right, you see Babylon and Abu Rawash Plateau. The Abu Rawash Jed Efre Pyramid, if it were standing still today, would be 599 feet when compared to the same elevation with the Great Pyramid, making it a full 118 feet higher than the Great Pyramid. Might this be the remains of the legendary Tower of Babel?
I don't even know that I believe that the Tower of Babel is a real place, honestly. I feel like...
I don't know what the Tower of Babel is, to be honest, and why, what's the purpose or what is known for. But
like it's just a story, but I could be completely wrong, and anytime I see someone propose a new theory, I like to throw it in here and get the conversation going. So what do you guys think about this one?
Whatever we see comes from the sun. Everything. The sun is the creator, not the prime creator, like a carpenter. He gets bricks and wood and makes a house. He can't say he made the bricks and the wood, but he can say that he created and built the house. But he's not the creator. He's a builder. The builder is the sun. But the true prime creator is the original light in the dome of heaven, above the abdomen where we live. We live in the heart of the God system. Heart is an anagram for earth. We live in the heart of God. When people meet you and they've got a radiating heart, it's radiating horizontally. That's what it's doing. It's radiating in every direction, but it is a plane horizontally. And then you have a vertical ecliptic going through you as well. And all the zodiac signs go through your body. Aries is the cerebrum, Taurus is the cerebellum, the motor nerves, Aries are the sensory nerves. Gemini are the twins, there's your twins. Twin lungs, Cancer is the chest, Leo is the heart, Virgo is the belly, Scorpio is the generative system, ovaries and testes, Sagittarius is the hips, Capricorn's the knees, Aquarius is the shins, and the 2 feet are the 2 fish of Pisces. Your body is an ideal blueprint from the transcendence which comes out in atoms, redshift, blueshift, and manifests in this plane called the Earth, which is a theater. It's so simple.
What about the month that's missing from the calendar and the zodiac that's missing because of that? The man with the 2 snakes. What does that represent in the body?
Maybe you're too aware, and that's why nothing seems like it matters.
Is anyone else, like, too aware? Like, I'm too aware that this is all temporary, this is all part of the human experience, and that nothing matters, and that everything is subconscious programming, and everything is made up. Like, the days of the week, that's made up. Monday, someone decided this day is called Monday.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, though, but we needed, I guess, in a way to be able to call it that, I guess, two different, but it's true, we're here temporarily. Yeah.
It's called Tuesday. It's all made up. Like, humans made everything up. Like, money. It's just made up. It doesn't mean anything. Like, there are so many different things, like road signs, the street names. Like, somebody just decided this street is named that name. Like, it's so stupid. Like, it's really hard for me to live my life and just be a normal person because...
No, it's not stupid, but it's just that, I mean, for example, if you want to order something online or you want to go to some place, you need the address. You know what I mean? You need the address. What's crazy is that, yeah, when you look at the map globally and you try to understand, it's too much, right? Like, because every street got a name, every building got a number, there's a phone number that exists for everybody, right? Like, it is crazy, like, because it took years for us to be able to get to this point, right? In our, like, evolution, I guess is the correct word to say this. It's not stupid, it's needed. But, of course, it's like, yeah, it's mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing, and yes, we're here temporarily. That part is not stupid, but...
I'm just too aware. I'm always seeing things from a background perspective. Like, I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing through the programming, seeing through the matrix. Does anyone else know what I'm saying, or am I just crazy? Please.
I had a similar type feeling for a while, But then I had a bit of a switch and started looking at it like this. If everything in life is made up, then life truly is a game, and you truly can stack the cards in your favor if you just play the game right. And knowing that everything is made up doesn't take away from the realism of love and friendship.
Shortly before midnight last Friday night, officers Kenny Graham and Kenny Downs were aboard this Jefferson County police helicopter. They were flying over the site of a suspected break-in near Sanford Avenue and Mutual Bank Road when they encountered something very strange.
Like
what?
It
appeared to be some type of egg, a pear-shaped object with a glow inside.
The officers were flying a Jefferson County police helicopter at the scene of a suspected break-in near Mutual Bank Road when they saw that egg, pear-shaped object.
When the light at that time appeared on it, it just started floating towards the helicopter.
The UFO, about the size of a basketball, began making loops while the officers did their best to keep them within sight, but not too close as both...
A basketball size, so that's small? Really? Gotta be bigger than that. But...
Chopper and whatever traveled at around 100 miles an hour.
I know it was traveling at speeds I've never seen before.
And suddenly, the UFO turned on its pursuer.
It shot 3 fireballs out, and just the lights went out, and it come at us, and he turned the helicopter, and it was gone.
The officers still don't know what it was they saw or what happened to it, but today, GE employee Dwayne Hitchler was called in to fill a mysterious hole near where the encounter took place.
There was no apparent reason for it to be there, you know.
Dwayne says the mysterious hole was just about the size of a basketball, just like the UFO.
I believe that it was maybe an egg or something that was in the ground that hatched, you know, and just came up out of the ground and took off.
Once they returned to base, officers Graham and Downs made a full report to their commanding officer.
There's no doubt in my mind that there was an object out there. What it is, I don't know.
The lieutenant and his men say they simply don't know exactly what it was they encountered, but they remain largely skeptical of the existence of unidentified flying objects.
I believe in this earth and people, and anything is possible. That's all I can say.
The air unit's commander also said today that he is certain there is a very logical explanation for all of this. They just don't know what it is right now.
Guys, check out this video on the screen. This is the last episode that we've done. If you love this, you're definitely and certainly gonna love this one, though. Check this out, and I'll see you right there.